Hey, good morning. Took me a minute to get on. I'm traveling and had to find a place where the lighting was okay, where I'm staying at my friend's house. And I'm also got this whole allergy thing happening. Yay! So I'm here and I'm happy to be here with you. I'm just grateful I was able to hit that go live button. It was a bit of a rodeo getting ready this morning. But how are you this morning? Great to see everyone popping in live on the chat. Today I have a printout from our Stargate 2 curriculum. And this is our spiritual leadership curriculum that you'll find in the Sophia Code Mystery School. And my team did this beautiful job of printing out all of the PDFs. Excuse me. It was strange because I've never actually printed up all of the content that I channeled for the Stargate 2 curriculum. It's eventually it will be edited into a book. It's been on my to-do list for quite some time. I actually channeled this content within 2 years of publishing the Sophia Code. And I'll never forget writing this content. It was so powerful to return to channeling content. And one of the reasons why it was really hard on my body, because I had to go within and the Ascended Masters were asking me to write about my journey as a leader. Like I had been leading since my early 20s, like really actively, communities, private clientele, workshops. I mean, the moment I realized that it was time to serve, it was game on. Like I jumped all into the deep end of the pool, and I accumulated a lot of experience and insight for spiritual leadership. Oh, someone's writing in. Yeah, thank you for sharing that. We'll be sure to take care of that on the invitation. So let's just make sure the team angels see this note here. We'll be sure to correct that typo. So this work is called The Elegant Equation of Divine Feminine Christ Leadership. And I think at the time, it was just so powerful. Fortunately, we had a strong group of individuals that were ready to receive that content. And we did a live journey through this content. But now it's called the Stargate 2 curriculum. And it's really interesting for me to return to it as I get ready for our live conference on spiritual leadership in Austin, Texas. So we talk about these three major archetypes in this work of divine feminine Christ leadership: the creatrix, the healer, and the teacher. And it's pretty confrontational work, because what it's asking for you to identify is that these three archetypes are always they're always co-creating within you, and they're always informing one another about what's next in your leadership. And until you come into a conscious awareness that these three archetypes exist within you and they're a part of you embodying your divine purpose, it can feel really confusing putting all the pieces together. Like, just to channel this information out loud, to pull it out of my body, to pull it out of my awareness with the Ascendant Masters, it really showed me why my divine purpose and why my leadership was constantly triggering me. It's because these archetypal roles are, they're putting to work all of those divine virtues that we activate in the Sophia Code. And I'd like to read a passage today. And I'm reading from one of the PDF files on the Creatrix. This is a paragraph. A lifetime is just barely a moment in eternity to integrate enough of your awe and resistances to actually show up and serve the almighty power of the Creatrix on the move within you. Let's be clear that you will always be an initiate and a student of this divine force of nature, seeking to liberate your human awareness from small ideas about why you are here and what you are really up to in your prayer to lead. For the bigger you create, the more there is to humbly learn. We're reading from the Creatrix teachings in the Stargate 2 curriculum. Before we dive deeper into the Creatrix within you, it's important for you to be forewarned about what's going to unfold between your ego and your higher self on the battleground of your human awareness. Calling out what we're most afraid of allows us to feel safe enough to step back into our innocence, which is where we meet our truest understanding of the Creatrix. So this divine force of nature within you in the Creatrix archetype, it's a part of your leadership because it's that perspective of divinity within you that can always identify what needs to be created next. What are those next steps that need to have for us to take action on? What are the solutions that are calling out for your consciousness to meet? It's like that's the Creatrix archetype that is within you, that's seeking to be deeply activated within you, and that wants to take action even when your ego structure wants to hold you back. If that archetype feels familiar to you, feel free to share in the chat if you can identify with that divine force of nature within you, and what happens when we start to create something, take action on something that the creator, the Creatrix within you is asking you to step into. There's a part of your consciousness that knows, oh, wow, things are about to change, because everything changes when you start to create something new. Everything changes when you honor the creator or the Creatrix within you. Reality starts to move, energy starts to move. And it's also the creator and the Creatrix within you that has the solutions for meeting those resistances and those obstacles that are arising within you. But that means that, what we learn about in the elegant equation is that we are being asked to be in a constant communion with that creator and that Creatrix. So not only are we creating from that space for our divine purpose, we're creating from that archetype to support ourselves in the leadership that's calling us into a deeper understanding of these archetypes. So I'm not going to go much more into this content because it's really intense content. And I think for the sake of this morning, especially with my allergies, how much I'm really feeling what's coming up there. I'm just going to go into a space of meditation with you this morning and really access that that courageous space of creativity today that we can all tap into from our higher self, and that's seeking to express this creativity through our leadership today. So I welcome you back to the very center of your heart. I welcome you and your consciousness into the center of your circle of empowerment. And I call forth the divine feminine ascended masters from the Sophia Code to create that circle of empowerment around you. And I welcome that divine force of nature, that creative energy, that creative fire of your soul to start to burn brighter within the very center of your being. And you may begin to visualize or feel those holy flames, that sacred fire within you expanding out from the center of your heart, brightening every level of your body, heart, and mind, filling your consciousness with that creative fire of your higher self in your direct connection to source. And I welcome you to expand that creative fire out to the very edges of your circle of empowerment. and to feel how your creative fire is touching into the creative fire of each of these key code ascended masters that are here to support you today. And I welcome your higher self to identify, to show you, to help your human awareness to recognize which ascended master is supporting you to step into this creator creatrix energy of your leadership today, of your divine purpose. Whose sacred fire from the Ascended Master High Council is going to help mentor you in claiming and owning this sacred fire within you to blaze even brighter today. It might be Isis. You might feel the golden rays of Hathor. You may feel the Dakini power of green Tara. Perhaps it's the sapphire blue flames of Mother Mary, or the diamond light of Mary Magdalene. It could be the beautiful pink waves of empowerment from Kuan Yin, the thunderous white light of White Buffalo Woman, or maybe it's the holy fire of the Seraphim, the Sophia dragons. Maybe it's all of them today. Feeling that beautiful sacred fire of the creator creatrix within you, growing brighter and brighter, lifting up your heart that today is another day to give back to the gift of life, to step into your power, to expand your message, to open your eyes to how the power of divine love is here to create through you in unexpected ways, both for yourself and for others today. I want to thank you for joining me for this moment of the KR Daily Transmission. I'm looking forward to being with everyone in Austin, both virtually and in person. And please feel free to reach out to my team Angels if you're curious about the Stargate 2 curriculum, because the resources there for your leadership are profound. And thanks all for your prayers as I'm on the road and navigating these allergies. And I love you all so much, and we'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.